This is Alec. We're gonna talk about purpose, and we're gonna find our purpose, and you get to come with us, and we get to sleep on top of a mountain. So I hope you enjoy the video. This is a random way to start the video. We'll see you soon.
When setting out on this journey, we both knew what the task at hand was. It was to ultimately try and identify what our purpose was. It was to have super insightful and in-depth conversations on how we could find our purpose, what purpose truly meant, and hopefully identify some of the things that we've missed all along, allowing us to zoom out and look at purpose as a whole rather than looking only inward. In my life, and I'm sure this applies to you as well, I always seem to learn the most from others. I seem to learn the most from watching others go through their everyday life, from asking others questions that helps me get through my life. We always seem to think that change and discovery comes from looking inward. And I'm not knacking this, but I also believe that looking outward is equally as important. Being aware of your surroundings and being aware of the conversations that you're having is equally as important as the conversations you're having with yourself. And I think this was always one of the big things that held me back from ever finding my purpose. I was always ever looking inward. I was only thinking about what I wanted. I was never thinking about what others were doing and the ways that it impacted me. I was never taking those internal judgments that I had on others and using them to create direction in my own life. And no, I'm not saying this to sound like an asshole. I'm simply just saying that it's important to look at other people's lives and the way they live their lives and understand the ways that you look at them and then implement that into your own life. Because we're not all meant to do the same things. Everyone has different hopes, dreams, and desires, and everyone looks at every situation differently. So the most valuable thing that you can do is to create an opinion and a path based on the way that you look at their life path. Everyone's journey, everyone's path, everyone's purpose is equally as important as our own. No one person is above anyone else. Everyone is simply a piece of a puzzle called life. And each person fits into our life in a certain way. But see, what's important is that we challenge ourselves. And that's ultimately what this hike was. Every single step was a step in the direction towards purpose. I initially wanted to say that every step was a step in the right direction, but I truly don't believe that anything is ever a step in the right direction. It's simply just a step in a direction that ultimately will guide us to wherever we're seeking to go. And each step holds different relevancies. One step might take you closer to your purpose, the next might take you further. But then this left me questioning again, of what is purpose? What I realized on this hike is that for us the purpose was to reach that top of the mountain. It was to sleep at the top of the mountain. That was the purpose. You see, that sole purpose wasn't the thing that made this journey so enjoyable. It was every step along the way. We have started our ascent. One step at a time. Oh my god! Oh my god! That is insane. This is actually what it is.
So cool.
7-year-old me probably saw myself doing it.
Yeah, we freaking did it. This is insane. Fuck yeah.
When we reached that top, I had this abundant feeling come over me that kind of screamed purpose. And I figured that my question was answered. I figured that I had found my purpose. And I truly believed this. It felt right. It felt like purpose. Well, the perception of purpose that I always held. But quite frankly, I felt this feeling before. And as thrilled as I had been to feel like I found it, it left me feeling concerned.
Oh, nice.
And this played true once I got home. Because once I got home, the whole journey that we'd just been on, it didn't even feel real. It felt like my whole perception of purpose had just faded. It felt like I was back at square one, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know how I was ever going to answer that question that I had, because I figured that I'd just done everything that I possibly could. And so quite frankly, I kind of wanted to give up. And as cheesy as it sounds, I picked up the book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, after a few months of not reading it. And on the very first page, this is what it read. The purpose of life is a life of purpose. When I initially read this, I couldn't help but laugh. And the reason why I say that is because I just realized that I went on this whole big journey, made this whole video, just to simply open one simple book and read one simple line, which seemed to answer all of my questions. What it taught me is that the moments to finding purpose are far more valuable than ever finding purpose. And honestly, I have to agree. See, when we succeed at finding something or accomplishing something, the only reason why it feels so amazing is because of the journey that it took to get there. And this plays true into my life right in this very moment. I'm currently sitting on the floor with a microphone under a blanket just to record this audio so that a few days from now, I can click post. See, these are the moments that I want to remember. That's why I've decided that I want to remember each moment in every possible way that I can. And for me, this started by printing off a photo. It started by putting something in front of my face that would make me remember not only this journey and this hike, but it would also act as a constant reminder of what purpose is, of what my purpose is, of what I value about purpose, what the positives and negatives that purpose truly holds on my life. And it'll remind me of this video. It'll remind me of the steps in the journey that I'm on every day. So all in all, I truthfully can't say that I found my one sole purpose, nor do I think that we have one sole purpose. And quite frankly, I can't even say that I found purpose in general. But see, what I identified is that I want to live a purposeful life. Because I know that if every day I'm living with purpose, then it's inevitable that I'll eventually find my purpose. Or maybe that is my purpose. Maybe my purpose truly is just to live a purposeful life. So next time you're questioning what your purpose is, just try living with a little purpose. Maybe do something that'll make you remember the moment. Like take a photo.
It has nothing to do with the video, but we just saw a bear. All the people, if you're seeing this, and you find the camera. Oh, he's right there. I'm actually freaking out.
I was having a calm, nice little super morning.
I just wanted to scare you to ask you what your real purpose is.
To have another day to try to find my purpose.
Oh my God.